Mtazamaji wa Aviation Tanzania, tumetoka kufanya mahojiano muda mfupi kidogo na CEO wa kampuni ya uundaji wa ndege nchini Tanzania ambayo iko based ndani ya mkoa wa Morogoro nchini Tanzania. Anaitwa Mr. David ambaye yeye ameweza kutueleza kwa ufupi kuhusu ndege yenyewe, kuhusu lengo la kuundwa kwa ndege yenyewe na kwa nini walichagua nchi ya Tanzania kuwa nchi pekee ambayo wanaweza kaanza shughuli ya uundaji wenyewe. Kama unavyoweza kuona, naweza kuingia huko ili kuweza kuitazama ndege yenyewe, lakini tutakuwa na mwenyeji mwingine anaitwa Mr. Martin ambaye yeye pia ametuambia ni rubani. Kwa mara ya kwanza tuna board ndani ya Skyleader 600 na tuko na Mr. Martin. How are you doing?
How are you doing? Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Are you good?
I'm absolutely fine. Very pleased.
Are you comfortable here?
I'm sorry?
Are you comfortable here?
I'm absolutely comfortable. I'm pilot myself, so I'm always comfortable in the cockpit of any aircraft. This is our life.
So, Mr. Martin, can you tell us a little bit about the specification of the aircraft?
Yeah, exactly. Like right now we are sitting in Skyleader 600, which has the largest cabin from all our models. Basically, this aircraft is intended like for longer cruises. This is focused on the customers who are traveling bigger distances. So, for example, even in my country, the people are taking this aircraft flying like many hours to sea and like for their trips, business trips, and so on and so on. So in this category of LSA microlight aircrafts, we have really the largest cabin. You can see that there is really a lot of space over there. As regards we can start like from the propeller. The propeller is a flight adjustable propeller made by a Czech company, Woodcomp, which is a combination, the material is combination of wood and composite materials. So it is a very sophisticated production. The flight adjustable, which you can see, this is this display. So you can like set the blades of the propeller even during the flight and so on to have like the fastest, the best performance of the engine. The engine we are using Rotax 912 injection. This is a very strong engine, perfectly suited for this aircraft. But anyway, it depends on the conditions the aircrafts are flying. We are using more types of the engines. We also have special certified and so on engines, but basically for this model we are using mostly Rotax engine, which is the most reliable, like world known engine. So as regards the cockpit, the layout and so on, as you can see, we have a 2 display set. This aircraft can be provided starting from just analog instruments and that's it, in this cheapest configuration, up to something we call a glass cockpit, which means that everything is like fully electronic, touch screens and so on. This is the trend right now. Both of them are like the pilot seats. We are using it also for the flight schools. In fact, in this aircraft all the controllers are doubled. So it means even the trim control and everything is like on this stick. As you can see, you have the same the same instruments, the same controls as I do. The brakes, like all the systems are adjustable, and the layout is designed also for like a flight schools, because we can change. You being my student, you would be sitting in here. Me as an instructor, I would be sitting here, but still I have a full control over just in case of X or whatever some issue. So you have the full control over the aircraft, which is quite important for us. So also for the training, what is very special for this type of aircraft, it has 2 special features. The first one is the retractable gear. So of course, like it increases the speeds, reduce the consumption of petrol, which is regular one. You just go to petrol station and you buy it. So there is the lever for retractable gear. We also have autopilot, which is like this is 2-axis autopilot. It means it can you got to the horizon and you have some cruise and so on, which is fantastic. Even in some conditions you get into, but in Tanzania probably not, but it can be some fog or whatever, you have some option to get out using the autopilot. You have a transponder as well and so on. And there is something very special, which is the lever of the parachute ballistic system. In this aircraft, the retractable gear and the parachute ballistic system, they are options. So when ordering a new aircraft, you tell us sales agents that you want to have these devices. So just in case of emergency, you pull up this lever, and just behind us there is a pyro, let's say missile or whatever, which explodes, and the whole aircraft is falling on the parachute, which is very, for us, in our opinion, it is extremely safe feature which have saved many lives, not in Skyleader but generally across the world. This is very, very important.
Okay, Mr. Martin, apart from everything that you said, thank you so much for explaining to us about the specification of the aircraft. It's very unique and it feels comfortable. As I sit here, I can also feel comfortable being in here. So can you tell us about, when it comes to safety, we know that the most necessary thing that has to be in a plane is a black box. Do you have a black box here, Nick?
Well, actually, it is quite an issue. There is no device which would be recording the course of the flight itself, but all the garments basically we are using, they have black boxes inside. So also, just in case of accident, you can take a very special module, the memory, let's say card, in combination with some electronics, and you can connect it to the computer and so on. Of course, there is ELT system, which is we do it like either fixed or remote. ELT system, as you probably know, is the system which, in case of emergency, collision and so on, it activates itself, or you can have some emergency landing somewhere in the mountains. In this case, what we are always like proposing our customers to order the ELT system which can be removable. It means you crash, but you are alive. Then to have this identification ELT system in the crash aircraft is for nothing. You probably need it like with you because you need to go somewhere, but still you are like satellite monitored and so on and so on. So this is this ELT system which is required, by the way, in some countries.
I asked you before the interview, I asked you if someone wants to buy the 600,
yes,
how much is it going to be the price?
Well, actually, this price of this one of the highest model is 225,000 American dollars. During this exhibition, for any orders which are placed, we are providing $20,000 discount. So this model comes for 205,000 American dollars. So it means it is one of the top imaginable highest configuration. Of course, like for the flight schools, for different models, once we provided with like just analog instruments and so on, the price is going like tens of thousands of dollars lower. So this is one of these like really top class.
The other thing that you would like to tell the Tanzanians, do you think that, you know, there is this such kind of belief that people believe that maybe if something is made outside of the country, maybe it's something that they can be comfortable to use. But if it's something that is definitely made in Tanzania, they're not very sure about the safety and all the stats. So what else can you ensure the people, the residents of Tanzania, that this is very safe for any person to use it for travel?
Look, we have been producing aircrafts for decades, really. For the whole history of the company and of the brand, we have 0 fatalities on the producer side, which means that our production is super safe, supervised and warranted. We are using also certified materials and so on. And this is what we are introducing even locally. So all the people who are making the aircrafts have been properly trained in our factories in the Czech Republic. We have supervisors still and so on. So there is absolutely no reason to think that there would be some like a lower quality or something like that. So no, absolutely not. And even speaking for myself, I wouldn't hesitate even for one single second that there would be a minor quality compared to our original production like in Czech Republic, because the production is absolutely the same. Really, we have right procedures, we have a triple check procedure and so on and so on. So in fact, and what's the most important, safety is the most critically important for us. This is our absolutely utmost priority, to have the safety, and then like everything else. So this is the reason, and the philosophy, the same philosophy is shared also by our Tanzanian employees, and they are very happy to work in here. And if you had a chance to see the production of these test wing which we have, you can perfectly see how skillful they are and how they can manage the production.
Can go there sooner or later, but I would like to know how many Tanzanian employees, apart from aircraft engineers that you have there in Morogoro, how many Tanzanians have been employed in this project?
I'm not able, like,
approximations, just approximation.
Approximation would be like 15 people, let's say. Well, actually, we are educating people from the very beginning. So for us, of course, like when somebody comes with some certificate, with some special school backup, we much appreciate it. But everybody, starting from engineer up to a person who is just riveting and composing the aircrafts, cutting the sheets and so on, everybody starts with the same, we call it circle it is something like a McDonald's scheme. Even if you are a director or you are a manager, you are starting like working from one place to another place just to understand the production, and we have the same philosophy. So irrespective of whether the person is specialized in avionics, and we have a brilliant guy who is specialized in avionics, so with the wiring, and in Tanzania, in Morogoro, so he had to like cut the sheets and do riveting and so on in our premises, just to understand other, let's say, scope of view. Look, we are very happy. We would be very cooperate with any local schools, universities, and so on. For us, it's critically important to say we are here, we are producing, and we are open to like new employees and so on. So for us, it's like critically important to have also the education feedback as well, and the relationship with like local schools and so on, which are, by the way, at a very high level, because like as I mentioned, this avionics guy, he was ready from the school, and in fact there was nothing substantial to be explained later, so he was very nicely educated. So with our highest respect to locals, and that's why we are here, because you have universities, you have very skilled people and so on. So that's brilliant. We love it. Of course, we would be very happy to develop like new models and so on. So I would say we are at the beginning of the project, but we have also a project for like 4-seater, for 10-seater, and so on. And we would be very happy to start like for example 10-seater in Tanzania with Tanzanian engineers and so on. We are just open to these projects. We just need the market, and that's it. And we believe there are big opportunities for that.
Thank you so much. Huyu ni Mr. Martin ambaye yeye ni pilot, lakini pia ni mtaalamu wa masuala ya sekta ya anga, ambaye yupo katika hii shirika ambalo limeweza kutengeneza, kampuni ambayo imeweza kutengeneza ndege hii ya Skyleader 600 ambayo imetengenezewa hapa nchini Tanzania. Naitwa Zena Kasim kutoka Aviation Tanzania, na kusihi uendelee kutufuatilia katika mitandao yetu ya kijamii, Facebook, Instagram na YouTube channel yetu kama Aviation Tanzania. Hapa nashuka ilienda nikafanya mahojiano kidogo na ambao ni wafanyakazi wenyewe wanaotokea kwenye hiyo karakana iliyopo mkoani Morogoro ya hili shirika la Airplanes African Limited.